Welcome to the Financial Week. I'm Andrew Laidley. Central Bank Governor Richard Biles confirmed that the number of people defaulting on loan repayments increased in the June quarter. But Mr. Biles maintained that banks have enough cash to weather the storm.
As expected, there has been a slight worsening of non-performance loans since the onset of the pandemic. However, the financial system remains well capitalized with adequate liquidity to facilitate the continued smooth running of the sector.
With that said, Mr. Biles explained that while business lending remained strong, consumer lending declined.
This buoyancy in growth in business lending has been largely driven by increased demand for working capital, as well as loans that have already been in the pipeline. Meanwhile, the decline in personal loans has arisen because the outcomes of households have been hit by the downturn in economic activity.
The International Labour Organization, ILO, is warning that almost 500,000 Caribbean tourism workers are facing job losses, reductions in working hours, and loss of incomes. The ILO says the worsening working conditions and the move to informal employment is a real problem caused by COVID-19 disruptions. The ILO is also noting that recovery from the adverse impact on sector jobs could be prolonged by a reversal in economic growth. Grace Kennedy has suspended operations at its canning plant in Kingston after 2 employees tested positive for COVID-19. Grace Kennedy says the Ministry of Health has been advised and both team members are at home in isolation. All Grace Kennedy employees who have been in contact with the infected persons are being tested for the virus and have been placed in quarantine, pending their test results. Now, the canning plant will undergo extensive sanitizing and deep cleaning operations should resume early next week. To currency trading now, the Jamaican dollar clawed back some of its losses this week. At the end of trading, the US dollar was selling for $149.59. The Canadian dollar is going for $115.25. The pound sold for $196.91, while the euro closed at $179.86. The JSE index lost 775 points today, and the junior market index declined by 4 points. Among the winners were JMMB Group 6% US dollar shares, First Rock Capital Holdings, Caribbean Assurance Brokers, Everything Fresh, and Jamaica Stock Exchange. Now on the losing side were Iron Rock Insurance, Panjam Investments, Mayberry Investments, iCreate, and Jamaican Teas. And that's the Financial Week. I'm Andrew Laidley. Good evening.